So I don't necessarily say it's like a post AMP world per
Yeah.
se. It's no longer a requirement for the carousel, but like
Yeah.
I think AMP has virtues in and of itself. It's
I
a
completely
tool.
agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. For some people it's a good tool, and for some people like it's not the right thing for them. Um, I know, I think AMP is working on making some of the components available so you can use the components themselves without AMP. And I think that's a neat idea. The other thing is like maybe seeing greater adoption of signed exchanges or having signed exchanges kind of play a role similar to AMP. And I guess for those who don't have context on signed exchanges basically like package up a site or content in a way that the browser is able to tell where that content originated from, and therefore, kind of the content becomes like portable and much more cacheable, and therefore you can start having like almost near instant page loads because the content can be served like from a cache. So
And with signed exchanges, like actually the browser can prefetch the content when the link scrolls into view in the Google search results, right?
yes, and I guess so that's the other benefit of signed exchanges is though like prefetch is great for delivering stuff quickly, you are prefetching content from the origin server, and so you are exposing a certain amount of information to the origin server. I mean, you're just making a normal request, but like that is hitting their servers, and so
Yeah.
with signed exchanges the idea is you can now have privacy preserving prefetch because now that information is not hitting the origin servers until like that content is actually viewed, and so it's possible to be like prefetch more content without being, I guess, so concerned about the amount of data being disclosed.
Yeah.
Because I think with the current prefetching model, you want to be somewhat conservative about how much prefetching you're doing. You don't want to be prefetching content that a user is never going to use or look at.
And that would, even like privacy aside, that would put a lot more strain on the origin servers too. If you were prefetching from the origin servers directly rather than from Google's cache, every time you showed up in a search result, you'd have a request instead of actually waiting for the user to click on it. So if I have it right, then with signed exchanges and prefetching, that could really help with LCP, right? If the content is all prefetched, it takes the network out of the equation as you're transitioning to the site.
Oh yeah. I'm like trying to remember the statistics, and I think I remember them correctly, but I don't want to say them in case I don't get them right. But I know Nikkei was testing this out, and my understanding was correctly like they have a very optimized CDN setup and everything, but still using signed exchanges. I want to say shaved 300 milliseconds off, which may not seem like a lot, but I think yeah, this was already like a pretty optimized setup. So to take 300 milliseconds off of that was pretty significant.